restarted in here.
Victus. Welcome back to another riveting episode of the Cinestro Core. I'm your boy Blacksby, and today we're discussing this year's blockbuster double feature phenomenon, Gladiated, Glicks Up. It's time to defy gravity with part one of the phenomenal musical phenomenon Wicked, and we're also going to show y'all some real strength and honor with Gladiator II, the sequel to the legendary Ridley Scott's epic Gladiator. Both of these films playing in theaters right now, so go ahead and check them out. Strength and honor.
Cinestro Core the gas. Cinestro Core the gas. It's your weekly gold mine. Stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. They got the beats, got those comic spins. I stay tuned in. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Bro, we're going to start off at the top, man. Flying high and fast. The internet tripping. The last time we tried to take this episode, it was tripping. So we're just going to lock in.
Roll with it. We're going to lock in, roll with it. Just the same way that John M. Chu was locked in, taking a musical from stage to screen. You cooking, bro. You're on fire, man.
You're microwaving. Fuck John M. Chu.
All it took was for my greatest op to get reelected in the world to come crumbling around me for me to lock in. So, anyways, speaking of another wicked individual, we had Wicked out in theaters right now. Brief backstory. If you don't know about the story of Wicked, it tells the tale of the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz and Glinda, the Good Witch.
It's a prequel to the Wizard of Oz.
I thought she was the Wicked Witch of the East.
Nah, Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. Something like that.
And then me, Wicked Bitch of the Yeast.
Hell, yeah. And where does James Franco? Where does he step into this new multiverse that we're building?
Technically,
how do we get him back?
Under technicality, he's like pre-Wicked.
That was even before
Wicked.
Because he turned El Fabo green in that movie. I remember.
What?
Who's El Fabo?
Oh, whatever her name is, the green bitch.
Alphaba?
You said El Fabo.
Yeah, I thought you said it like her name was a cartel boss.
I said, who's this Hispanic character? El Fabo.
That should have been
Alphaba.
I thought it was Elphaba, and I was like, oh, El Fabo, but I didn't realize it was Elphaba.
She runs
one of our
cartel.
That should have been one of our screen names.
She runs them yellow bricks.
Hey. Them yellow bricks.
Nice. El Fabo runs them yellow bricks.
This is 1,000% getting sent to Universal Studios, and we're getting
we're getting killed. We're gonna get shot.
What is y'all's relationship with Wicked the musical?
I've heard
absolutely.
About it a couple times.
That's about it. You haven't listened to the soundtrack. Defy Gravity, right? The most famous song.
I know that lyric, and that's it.
Okay, Matthew.
See, me, I didn't know about. I hadn't seen Wicked yet, but I knew about the music itself because I love musicals. So my girlfriend said she wants to go see opening night. Man of my word, I delivered. We watched the opening night, and I am locked in, brother.
You didn't know much about it though.
Oh, I knew the basic premise, but I was like, bro, this shit fire as hell. I got the motherfucking cup in my hand right now. Nice, it's a banger. I think everyone performed really, really well. There were a couple surprising. Of course, we know Cynthia Erivo, talented performer, great at everything she does. She sings so well. Probably one of the best vocalists in TV and film and stage. Like I can't not give her that. In comes Ariana Grande.
Purple.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then in comes
I watched that for sure.
Something both these in the play, not the movie. Something both these women have in common is they're both homewreckers. So something, I support women's rights and women's wrongs. So
who's doing the homewrecking?
If you're Ariana and Cynthia, both homewrecking.
Hell yeah.
You know the guy who played SpongeBob on Broadway, Ethan Slater? He's in this movie, the ginger guy.
Yeah, he's
Ariana's husband.
He was married, and then he met Ariana on Wicked, and she homewrecked.
Oh, you're together. The real homewrecking, not in the movie.
Yeah. No, the real homewrecking in real life. And Cynthia Erivo is with Lena Waithe.
Who?
and she was married, and she and Cynthia home wrecked. So
why are you naming random ass? These aren't real names.
these are people.
No.
El Fabo.
El Fabo.
El Fabo.
El Fabo's the only motherfucker I recognize.
But Matthew, you
That's
saw
just
Wicked.
so hard.
You saw Wicked, so you're gonna be our resident Wicked
I'm the Wikiator.
expert. So just cook. Let us know what you thought.
I'm the Wikiator. No, for real, the performances were amazing. Like my extent of seeing Ariana Grande in like an acting capacity is limited to only fucking Victorious.
Yeah.
That is not a good metric, bro. She performed. It was almost like watching a different person on screen. You know that clip of Sway whenever Tyler the Creator's rapping, he's like, "That was me in the theater." I was like, "Who is this?"
No, that's different
person.
I think that's
so
good. I think that's the general
That
consensus.
doesn't surprise me at all. She's played so many races in the past few years that it's just a natural.
She has life experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, she is, and she is a theater kid. So she performed on Broadway when she was younger as well, like before Nickelodeon and stuff. So, but that, like I was saying, that it does seem to be the general consensus is that people are saying that she's great. And now we'll get to this later, but never mind. I'll just hold my thoughts. But what else?
And then obviously Cynthia Erivo is going to get the highest praise playing El Fabo. Great performance all around. But then some people alongside them, Jeff Goldblum's in this movie. He plays
He plays Jeff
Oz.
Goldblum.
He plays Jeff Goldblum in a green tuxedo.
There you go.
That's literally
I don't like that. This made me want to watch it less. Fuck that guy.
You don't like Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, I like him. I want him to do something different, and he doesn't ever.
He can't. Yeah.
He's literally just him, as in himself, not him, but he's himself. He's literally dialed into the same person. But Michelle Yeoh came in, freaking ran that shit.
I heard her
great
singing was the worst out of everyone.
It's not worse like it was terrible. It's not like Russell Crowe and Les Mis.
Right. But it's just like
my goat.
It's just like like Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande are obviously incredibly strong vocalists. Jonathan Bailey has a musical theater background. He's done musical theater before, so he's a competent vocalist as well. And then they're saying that Michelle Yeoh was just kind of like talking her stuff.
Michelle Yeoh was Joaquin Phoenixing in this bitch. Okay.
I'm about to glaze Jonathan Bailey so hard, bro. Fierro.
Uh-huh.
So, Jonathan Bailey, that's now in my collection of actors to be Scott Summers.
You bought stock.
X-Men.
You bought stock on Jonathan Bailey.
I was tapped in. I was dialed the fuck in. Whenever I see my man on the screen.
No way. No.
Hell yeah.
Jonathan Bailey would be a good Scott Summers.
He'd be a great Scott
Look at that boy's fucking forehead. No,
he'd be
sir.
a good Batman. He'd be a good Batman.
He'd be a great Batman. He's got the looks.
He does.
He can pull
the
it
charm,
off.
the charisma.
He's 36. Like that's exactly what they're looking for age-wise for Batman or Scott. He'd be great to lead the X-Men. He can be his own
Bring Matt
Bruce
Bomber
Wayne. I see it.
in his fucking
His
Scott.
co-star,
Matt Bomber
fellow
is
travelers.
almost 50, bro.
Matt Bomber
Matt
still
Bomber's
got it.
almost
He looks
50, bro.
30. His
He was
plastic
good as
surgeon is
fuck,
doing
bro.
a great job.
Matt Bomber is 47.
Spring
This would have been a great Superman if they had cast him back in like 10 years
He
younger.
still can be with the multiverse.
That's
There
true.
you go.
Bring back
That's
the
true.
multiverse and do it right this time. Let me.
But sorry, but didn't mean to derail you. Like
Oh, yeah,
that.
no
But
No, you're good. You're good. It's just really well done performances all around. I can't say anything really negative about this film. It surprised me. Like I said, I love musicals, and I honestly do think we should have some more musicals, more good musicals that everyone can enjoy and tap into. You know, you got your legendary ones, like, you know, this one is obviously a legendary one. Lion King, one of the longest running shows on Broadway. This is one of the longest running
and
shows
the
on
old
Broadway.
MGM like 50s and 60s, you know, like Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
What's the one with the wind?
Gone
with the Wind. The one about Nazis.
Oklahoma.
So, yeah. So they have
one of my favorite. So
you think we should return to? I think that's actually a good point, because I think what happens is I noticed a conversation that's come up about like, oh, we should have more musicals. I think we do, I think the thing is though that musicals are such a like on the back burner of like people of like the cultural consensus, and also like Hollywood doesn't really care about them, that a lot of experimental filmmakers or filmmakers who are a lot more like transgressive in their filmmaking are like, actually this next movie I'm going to make is going to be a musical. And it's just like weird and bonkers and crazy, and they cast actors who can't sing, and the music kind of sucks, and it was more of like an artistic kind of experiment than like a cohesive story, or like it's
Joker
not inspired. Sure, Joker 2, but I'm thinking about the Leo Carrick's movie from a couple years ago with Adam Driver, where his daughter is played by a puppet throughout the entire movie, and it's a musical and he sings.
No one else has ever fucking seen that movie.
I didn't like well, but that's the thing. Or Emilia Perez, which came out earlier this year.
No,
musical as well. Or that new movie, that Josh Oppenheimer movie called with Tilda Swinton and Michael Shannon and the chick Moses Ingram. That's a musical as well, which takes place at the end of the world after like a nuclear apocalypse, Holocaust or whatever. So it's like these musicals are getting made, right? But they're like less traditional than what we're used to. But I think that's because that's more of a response to like the fact that musicals fell out of popularity, right? For a really long time, they're what propelled the box office. They're what maintained Hollywood afloat, right? It's what people went to go see. They're family friendly. It was for everybody. It was a great time. It was great escapism. Then they fell out of favor. Blockbusters took over, and now there's kind of no place for them. So I feel like the only way for them to kind of make a resurgence is either obviously on stage or via these kind of like weird art house kind of experiments. But I do think
where
that
it
you're
seems
right.
more like they're doing the singing as a bit rather than
As opposed to because they can.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That goes back to one of the things we say all the time, man. Just cast competent people and let them cook. You know, you can have someone who can act really, really well, but if they can't carry a tune, you're gonna fail the rest of your cast. You're gonna fail the entire film, and of course, you're gonna fail the audience.
And as a theater kid, this is a conversation I've always had. It's like if it's a musical, I would much rather singing be good. The acting can be mediocre. That's fine. It can be mediocre to bad. That's okay. If the singing is good, it is called a fucking musical for a reason. You need the singing to be good. That's it. Everything else, like, is secondary. The musical needs to, the singing needs to be good. So if you have a musical and you cast someone who's famous and can't sing, it's dog shit because it sounds atrocious. They're not even fully. It's terrible. It's always best to cast good singers as opposed to good actors. And there's people who can do both. That's not what I'm saying. But
like Russell Crowe.
Example. Yeah, Russell Crowe. They did him wrong. They put him up against the theater kid, Hugh Jackman.
Who sucks. I don't like him.
He doesn't. He's great.
No, he's not. He can't.
You've seen he's Les Mis, bro.
Have you ever listened to his really extended vibrato?
Yeah, but have you seen him do Wolverine? Okay then, bitch.
Valid.
He sucks, man. He's so bad.
If you put Russell Crowe, and don't get me wrong, I love Russell Crowe. He's a great actor, phenomenal actor. His singing compared to Hughes in Les Mis was very nasally, very flat to me. Now, I'm not saying this like I'm the greatest freaking musical
singer of all time.
I'm not even calling myself a singer in that capacity. But I do know one thing: I can out Javert Russell Crowe for sure. I'll definitely take that role from him real quick.
I think that's something that the Wicked movie did really good. I think was casting Ariana Grande, who we know can sing. She's an incredibly talented singer, and Cynthia Erivo, who's an incredible. She's almost got an EGOT. All she needs is an Oscar, you know. So she can.
This is nominated. This is gonna be nominated.
Shut up. We're not gonna talk. We're not talking about that right now. But because don't piss me off.
I didn't say win.
Just started. Don't piss.
I didn't say win. I just say it's gonna be nominated. I didn't say win. I just said nominated.
But Cynthia Erivo, who's an incredibly talented performer,
and Jonathan Bailey, Oscar.
Exactly, and Jonathan Bailey. And Ethan Slater, who's a theater kid, he started on Broadway and stuff like that. So it's like good. That's good. That's how you should start. Is cast actors who are incredible singers, and you've got most of the job done. Where I was really kind of like iffy about was hiring John M. Chu to direct this movie. Now, not a huge fan. I think I like one of his movies that he's ever made. People seem to think he did a really good job with this. From the trailers,
Yeah.
Matt, and all the promotional stuff, it looks ugly. The CGI looks atrocious. But I will give him this. Oh, sorry. I will just give him this. He can choreograph. He can film like dancing and choreography incredibly well, as indicated by Step Up 2. So how do you feel about John M. Chu and like what he did with this movie?
So the
this
great
boy
thing
directed some dog shit.
The great thing about John M. Chu is that yes, his track record is spotty, but the good, it's like there's, how do I word this? He's like M. Night in the sense that the highs are high and they're worth watching, right? But the lows are like, man, they do raise questions. G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Oof.
I'm not gonna go into
That's his
anything.
only good one.
Now you see me, the bad one too.
But then you have
None of them are really good.
But then you have In the Heights, Crazy Rich Asians. Both of those, and of course Step Up 2, The Streets, iconic dance film. So I knew coming into this movie that the choreography part was gonna be fine. I knew that they
directed
did everything.
Never Say Never, the Justin Bieber movie.
Oh, then see, he's valid.
So you know,
bro.
he's done some good in the world.
He's
valid.
valid.
So he's valid. We're just gonna act
Connoisseur
like
of
G.I.
culture.
Joe Retaliation didn't happen.
Exactly.
But again,
Like,
that's one of his good ones.
Just seeing the track record and seeing he was attached to this film, I was like, okay, we're in good hands. I know the trailers did make the CGI look and I mean it did for a sec. The one big drawback, I guess, was the animals, the flying monkeys.
Everyone keeps saying that those look atrocious.
That was my biggest. That's what took it from like a 9 to an 8.5 for my rating. But overall, if you just tune that part out, which I know it's hard to do because you're looking right fucking at it.
Right.
If you tune that part out, this is a great film. It's a solid film. Even if you don't like musicals, I got people who from work who are like, man, I didn't think I'd like this, and I watched it. I loved it. I was crying. I was like,
I think John M. Chu is a pretty competent filmmaker. Whether you think he's good or not, he's competent. He's a safe pair of hands, right? He's going to direct the shit out of something. Whether the script works or it looks incredible or he's got interesting choices directorially or anything, like that's besides the point. I do think that there are worse filmmakers, and I don't think he's the worst filmmaker to have ever walked the face of the earth. I don't. But so it's incredible and it's exciting to see.
Yeah, Eli Roth is right there.
Exactly. And Peyton fucking Reed. I haven't forgotten about you, bitch. I'll never forget about you. I'm still cursing your name, Peyton. But it's what's exciting about this is seeing that Wicked it's gonna be a success. It's gonna make probably like $1 billion or whatever the fuck. Second one's gonna make like 800 million or whatever. And so it's like
$1 billion.
Exactly. So it's like, what will he do with that clout moving forward? You know, what's the next movie after Wicked Part 2?
Step Up 4D.
No, that already came out. Step Up 4 Miami Heat already came out.
Yeah,
they're gonna be 4D. They're gonna be dancing in front of you.
It's gonna be Step Up. It's gonna be Step Up 5, but the S is gonna be the 5. Step Up.
And it's a 5. That's good.
Matthew knows.
And it's a soft reboot.
Step Up.
A requel.
Step Up back to the streets.
But yeah, so okay. What would you give
overall,
it out of 10?
I give this an 8.5 out of 10. I might even stretch it back to a 9 and just let the flying monkeys be some monkeys that were monkeying around.
Yeah.
But overall, man, like I said, this film did wonders. It was great. Packed house. People were really locked into this film. All types of folks in there. This is a film for everyone. You know, some movies
ain't all types. There was
a certain in there demographic of people that will come to a movie. You know what I mean? Like if you have like if they re-released American Psycho right now, I promise you 90% of that theater is gonna be frat boys and freaking accounting nerds or whatever the fuck.
Me. It's gonna be me.
Yeah, me. And then there's
buy
gonna be
every ticket.
Oh, how do you feel? I was gonna ask how you felt about the can people not sing in a movie theater?
I'm gonna add that to one of our later topics. I figured it would make sense to roll it on to one, but there's one coming up at the end. And we'll kind of combine it because I feel like that's a good discussion to have. Given
sounds good.
Weekend,
yes, I see.
So yeah, everything with the Wicked was fantastic. I definitely enjoyed it. I think I'm excited for the second one, and I want to find a way to watch the original Broadway recording at some point so I can kind of compare. But I want to do that after
Broadway
I watch
slime tutorial in the theater world. That's when you say, man. So if you see a clip of a Broadway show on TikTok, and people in the comments will be like, man, I need a slime tutorial of this. That's how they put it on YouTube. So and so slime tutorial, and the whole illegally recorded Broadway
Illegally.
Yeah, exactly. Pop up on YouTube. But no, as a theater kid, you know, who loves musicals, I never was really into Wicked. I never understood it. I'm not a big Wizard of Oz fan. I didn't get it. You know, it came out in 2003, so I was a little young when Wicked, you know, debuted on Broadway. So I knew of it. I knew how like culturally significant and important it was. It made Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth fucking stars.
Household name.
You know, exactly.
Oh, I know
so it's
Idina.
like, exactly. So it's like Kristen Chenoweth. So I understand its importance and kind of its cultural significance, and I do think it's got some really great songs. I do think you know, it's some of Sondheim's best work. But so I'm really excited to see it, and honestly, seeing all the feedback I think is really encouraging as well, because it's not just people who are like the target demographic, right? It's not just theater kids and, you know, white women in their 40s, you know, who grew up listening to it or whatever, like who are really excited. It's like you say, people who probably don't like musicals, who don't know what to expect, have never seen one before, don't really think that this is their vibe, go into it and they seem to really enjoy themselves. It seems like it's a 4-quadrant movie, and so that's one thing I want to say. I do know, and I do know that it's got some kind of themes of like anti-fascist kind of rhetoric. The original book does, and I think the play does as well. I've heard that the movie and John M. Chu don't lock in on that at all. And just kind of
they cut that out.
It does lock in. It locks in a little bit, but not the way it should. You know what I mean? For example, like if Les Mis came out today, all these motherfuckers would be, oh, that's woke bullshit. Oh, where. Like, it touches on themes that are very relevant today. And I feel like Wicked had the opportunity. Now, maybe in part two is about to open that can up. You know, bust that
shit open.
Bust that shit open, you know? They're gonna go ahead and go with full send, call out who needs to be called out, and you know, just go.
I heard that too.
For it.
I heard that too. That the people were saying part one was kind of like an introduction. That we'll get people used to the world. We have the two of the 4 most popular songs in Act 1. You know, popular, Defying Gravity. Get people invested. It's like this is the 4-quadrant movie, music, right? He said, and then in part 2, John M. Chu is kind of like, okay, now this is what I find interesting about this story, and here's what I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case, considering they were filmed back to back, and John M. Chu, I don't know him. I don't know kind of person. It's just that I don't think that's the kind of filmmaker he is. I don't think that's the kind of
someone who puts his voice into his films. He just
makes them. Exactly. It doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's like, I've got an idea, I've got a perspective, and this is and this is it, and I'm going to make it known to you.
Which isn't to say that John M. Chu doesn't have a voice.
Exactly.
It just doesn't seem like he expresses this.
And it's not what matters to him. You know, he's like, this isn't what I want to do with this. I don't want this to be an allegory on fascism and be a preventative tale for people. He's like, that's just not what I'm interested in. I like the story.
He said, I want to see the CGI monkeys.
Exactly. He's like, I like the story. I like the songs. I like the choreography. I can film that. I think I can do something with this. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. And that's completely and totally fair. And it seems to have worked because people love it. So good job, John. Get that bag, you know? Fuck it. I mean, go for it, man.
I mean, dominate and build your empire, John.
No.
Speaking of empires.
Speaking of dominating and spitting in butts.
There you go. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
I should have worn my Texas jersey, jersey.
Getting their butt spat in.
I know we lost this past weekend and the Cowboys won by some fucking miracle. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow, though, they're gonna get cooked like that Thanksgiving feast. The same way that freaking Emperor Gaeta and Emperor Karkala got cooked.
There you go.
We're
Whoa,
talking Gladiator.
Yeah, immediately. All right.
Damn, dude, Jesus Christ.
Niggas don't read mythology no more.
Mythology. It's history.
Niggas don't read history books.
Y'all don't read real.
They ban books.
Real literary crisis.
I forgot.
Kids are reading at
books
a second grade level.
Adults are reading at a 7th grade level.
Mm-hmm.
No, for real. This is one of my favorite moments of the weekend. Was
just to specify, Gerardo, you saw this one as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not happy.
There's only one non-ball knower today.
I know.
The fuck up. Luis hasn't even seen it. He can't know a ball he hasn't seen.
I know ball. I know ball.
I know Paul. I'll tell you that.
Hey.
Before we talk about the young goat, Paul Mescal.
Mescal.
Is it Mescal? I've been saying it Mescal this whole time, bro. Like
Pedro Pascal.
My goat. But just to tell you a brief synopsis of the movie without any spoilers. It's a sequel to the first Gladiator, which came out in 2000. One of the most iconic films not only in the 2000s to me, but also in Ridley Scott's freaking career. This is one of my favorite Ridley Scott films. I know Luis is gonna say Alien. I know he's gonna glaze that shit. Gladiator. That's my time. I love Gladiator.
Gladiator is one of my top five favorite movies ever.
Bro, it's so good. And then watching the sequel, I was hyped. I was pleasantly surprised. Everyone's telling me it's gonna be dog shit. And I mean, Luis and I have been on the bandwagon since day one.
Since the trailer.
When we saw the trailer,
then
the new trailer came out with that human beings in a mob. I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, with the Kanye West.
That's the type of shit. I'm like, that's the type of shit. What's a mob to a king? Let's go. And I seen when he went down and he picked up the sand, he said, I was like, let's go. This is the type of shit I live for, boy.
No, he didn't sell that shit.
This is the shit I live for. I don't care if he sold it or not. I like that shit. I want that. I want that. That was no, man. But we'll get to that part about good old Paul. But no, yeah, it's a sequel to Gladiator 2. I can't give away too much, but I can tell you that it does do a good follow-up of the first film. I know this was released 24 years later.
Yeah. The
film is set about what? Oh no, they got him.
No, he's fixing his audio. Keep going.
The Romans got him, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting him in the gladiator ring right now. 3 mans.
And the gulag.
Gulag. No, it's set about like 15, 16 years after the first film. So it does follow fairly closely to the original storyline. And that's all I can give without going into too many details, because I will end up spoiling something I don't want to. But it does go hard. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun watch.
What are your thoughts on it, Gerardo?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
yeah, they're about to take you to the Gladiator Coliseum. They were taking you to the Coliseum.
Just overall, in general, before we get into more specific.
Mm-hmm.
This movie,
because Matt was talking about how he liked it. He thought it was a fun watch.
Yeah, Matt is a sheeple. This movie's disappointing.
Baba.
It's not well written.
Oof.
I agree with it.
I think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has really cool parts, but ultimately I did leave disappointed.
There's more lulls than there are.
Yeah, the highs are high and the lows are low, but there's more lows than there are highs, in my opinion.
So overall,
overall it's middling. It's middling. It's fine.
Yeah. That's valid. Okay. That's a fair take though, because people were like, "Oh, it's garbage. It's dog shit."
No, nowhere near that far.
Ridley's too good a filmmaker to make dog shit.
I've seen the Alien movies recently.
You haven't seen the OG, bitch.
I've seen the ones he's made.
Not in 70 millimeter.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't see it in the smoky theater on 70 millimeter.
Exactly, on 70
4
millimeter.
fucking seats in the theater.
Let's go, baby.
Those are the best theaters.
That's how cinema should be experienced.
Agreed. But Ridley is washed. And I think ultimately him Who's his writing partner? I forget his name. Luis, I know you know him.
Oh, yeah, the motherfucker who wrote this shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The motherfucker who wrote
He needs to
David Scarpa.
Yeah, he needs to cut ties
The
with David
motherfucker who wrote this
immediately.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think
It's
the writing
bad.
is the biggest issue with this movie
Mm-hmm.
because the direction is there. I think it looks great. It's shot well. The action is well choreographed because Ridley knows how to do that. But the writing is fucking atrocious.
But see, Ridley got so many bangers. I mean, I can't argue with man's like. So we've seen all the big ones for sure. Covenant, Prometheus. Did y'all watch Napoleon?
Blade Runner.
Prometheus is good.
Did you watch
Alien? The first one is overrated.
I watched Napoleon.
Blade Runner.
Black Hawk Down. Real
That
niggas
was
film.
That was really good.
Blade Runner. You already said Blade Runner. Alien.
Hasaguchi is ass.
American Gangster.
Fun. Great movie.
Real
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, that was great.
2010 Robin Hood with Russell Crowe.
That shit's ass.
Dog shit. Dog shit.
Shit is ass.
I can't forget the greatest movie about Egypt of all time, Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Yeah.
Fully dog ass.
See, if that was my introduction to Ridley, I would have been like, this guy fucking sucks. This guy sucks ass.
Honestly,
but I had
that
seen
might have been my
movies.
first conscious introduction
like,
to Ridley. That's where the first movie I knew he. Yeah, because that's when I was like, oh, that's the guy who made Alien. Let's watch it. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
And what was
Let's
it?
turn that
Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Yeah.
It's one of the. It has get this. It has a legit cast. Like the cast is fire.
Oh
This
yeah,
movie
but let's
sucks.
remember that
Anyway.
Ridley chose not to have any Arab actors because he didn't want Muhammad, what's his name, leading his movie. Fuck that guy.
And he'll cut a Palestinian actress out of Gladiator II.
For being outspoken.
We don't know. We don't know why, but
We know. I know.
I know.
If that's how he handled the
streets
Exodus,
know.
Gods and Kings
The
controversy,
streets know.
there's a big chance that he's anti-Palestinian as well. But okay,
Nah, yeah.
well, okay. You guys have
Overall-
two very different thoughts on the movie. So I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about the casting. Primarily, let's start with
The young goat.
the lead of the movie, Paul Mescal.
The young goat.
I think it's pertinent to start with him, right? He's the lead.
Absolutely.
Russell Crowe, big shoes to fill, right? His role in Gladiator is iconic.
Massive.
That man
most-
made a beautiful mind.
One of the most, and the Nice Guys.
Mhm.
And the nice guys.
One of the most iconic, I think,
Cinderella.
roles in recent memory for me, at least. So I'm really, so this was a big step up for Paul, who's an indie darling, right? He's done a lot of small indie stuff, right? He's the internet's boyfriend.
A lot of dog shit.
Is considered an up and comer. Not an up and comer. I think he's pretty established, but kind of like on the verge of like superstardom. This was kind of like his leap
breakout
into
role.
the breakout. So what did you guys?
This is like Glenn Powell's freaking Top Gun Maverick. Whenever I was like, yeah.
I would say this is like
Yeah,
Glenn
Glenn
Powell's Anyone But You.
This is like what Glenn Howerton's American Psycho
Glenn
is going to be for him.
Glenn Powell
Jacob
Top Gun
Elordi's.
Maverick is a more apt comparison because
Okay. What would you think? What'd you think?
when Paul Mescal gets on the Mescal, I keep saying Mescal, bro. I'm gonna say Mescal. That shit sounds cooler.
Mezcal.
That gives him
Mescal.
swag.
Paul Mescal.
Mescal.
Paul Mezcal.
Pablo, my boy.
Paulino.
Yeah. So
when Paul
Mescal
gets on the
is
screen, and one of the concerns that I had going into this movie, and it's not because he's a bad actor, it's just knowing what work he's done prior to this. I was does he have the juice for this film? This is a kind of film where you have to be a different role, different person from the.
You got to be a different breed.
You got to be
able to.
You got to have
step in
that
the shoes of fucking Maximus. That's what you need to be.
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yeah, him.
General of the armies of Rome, leader of the Felix legions.
Yeah.
Niggas don't know, bro.
I think it's a different. And I was talking to my friends about this because my friend went to go. She loves Paul Mescal. Went to go see the
Different
movie,
arena.
and she said, "Luis, the streets were right about Paul." Crying face emoji. But we were talking. We were just saying that we think that it's because it's a different skill set, right? Being a good actor doesn't make you a movie star, and being a movie star doesn't make you a good actor. They're two and sometimes they overlap, right? But they're not the same thing, right? Tom Cruise, huge movie star,
can't do a British accent.
Not necessarily the greatest actor, right? You have some overlap. Denzel Washington, one of the greatest actors of all time, huge movie star.
Got that draw as well.
Will Smith, huge movie star. All right, actor.
Depending on which
no, he's pretty fucking great.
He's a pretty great actor.
But I think
he just won an Oscar a couple of years ago.
Sure. But I think the general consensus for most of his career isn't that he's an incredible actor. It's that he's a phenomenal movie star. I think a lot of people would.
You seen Fresh Prince?
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like and I think that's what Paul's issue is. As someone who hasn't seen it yet, but has seen all of his other work and is very familiar with him as an actor, he is incredibly talented. He is a very good actor. So I'm really,
allegedly.
It's shocking and it's surprising to see that he didn't have the gravitas or the fucking the screen presence to carry this movie. What did you think, Gerardo?
I have no negative thoughts of Paul Mescal. I love to hate on him just because Lisa loves him so much. I don't actually hate Paul Mescal.
Respect game, bro.
Yeah, I don't actually hate him, but I don't think he had what it takes to step into Russell Crowe's shoes in this case. I don't think he has the gravitas. I don't think he has the same energy. I said this a couple times. He has like 4 speeches in this movie, and none of them land.
They all fall flat.
None of them land.
The best of the 4 is the one final battle, and that's only because it happens to be the longer of the speeches. And it has like the most.
Also, I think a big part of it is them forcing him to do a British accent.
Yes,
and try to emulate Russell Crowe's voice. Just let him be Irish.
Was he doing kind of like a
it sounded kind of British to me, and it sounds
like British for sure. But it sounds like almost,
bro. Yeah, you know when James McAvoy talks as Professor X in the X-Men films, same shit, same thing. You can tell like there's something different here, but he's like
something's off.
Like, is this how
there's a monarchy here?
Is this how Rome treats its heroes? I'm like,
strength and honor. And he doesn't talk
strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Yeah.
Strength and honor.
Also, we have Denzel doing a fucking New York accent. Why can't he be Irish? Who gives a shit? They're not speaking Latin. It doesn't matter.
Denzel wasn't okay.
We have my king, my goat, Pedro Pascal, just talking how he talks.
Being Pedro,
American.
Just let Paul be Irish. There's no need for this.
Paul's a very internal his performances are very internal, very internalized.
Yeah, did he tell you that?
Yeah, he did. I have a bitch. He did actually, bitch. Well, I think slurping his shit.
I don't doubt it.
But it's like I just think you can't do that if you're the Gladiator. You can't be a soft boy, kind of very internalized and you're very hurt and there's a lot of trauma and it's all. You've got to be outwardly expressive towards that, right? When you're acting, you got to be kind of this energy and kind of this way
that you able to see this rage.
That they claim.
Be able to see the rage that they keep fucking talking about.
Yes,
I'm not seeing.
Bro, Gerardo, you just said what I was literally thinking.
He hit the nail on the head.
Lucilla says you have your father's strength and you have this rage. And he did not give me any rage. The most rage we got was that brief bit during the fight with.
He just seemed annoyed the whole fucking.
Yeah, movie. He was not angry. I'm not seeing the pissed
indifferent almost.
The scorned son of Rome. I need that. I desire that. We need more of that. If this had been like 20-something years ago and it was a younger Denzel,
Roman Kratos.
He was the main. If Denzel was the main character, the Gladiator, we would have seen something so crazy. And I know the racists would have been mad, but I don't give a fuck because that shit would have been good. So I want him to, and he's in a good spot because he's around great talent, great actors. Pedro, Denzel, he can learn and grow with these guys.
But it's not so great a spot either because when you have an actor who is as coming. I know we're not talking about it, but we might as well move on to him. When you have an actor who's as commandeering and as powerful and as great as the great Denzel Washington, that just makes you look bad because what you're not gonna do is bring Denzel down to other people's level. That is not gonna happen. He is the benchmark. So if their actors cannot match that, it's just a shit show for everybody. Because Denzel's going to be above and beyond the best actor in this movie, in those scenes, bar none. So you cannot expect Denzel to bring him down. And if you can't match that, then it's an issue, which seems to be the problem. You know,
you can tell there's a shift.
Too good.
He's
too good.
Once Denzel,
and everyone else isn't bad, but he's electric, man.
Once Denzel got on screen, there was a clear shift in the level of performance we were getting. It was like he was in a league of his own, man. And I think that is really attributed to not just if you take out the fact that it's Denzel, he's one of the great. He's not even he's the greatest actor of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Greatest actor of all time. That's my goal. If you take out the fact that he's Denzel, the script alone, and he still fucking carried with what he was given. You know, Matt Prentice could have been written, in my opinion, could have been written a lot better too. Most of the stuff, my critiques are, hey, this should have been written differently. This part of the movie needs to be written better. This could have been da 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 da. Macronus could have been written.
Hey, maybe Acacius could use a little agency instead of just being told to do the whole movie. Yeah,
we'll cover that too.
I feel
like that was
maybe make him a character.
Yeah,
he was literally just there. And like, I don't like how. I mean, I guess that's on me for watching the fucking trailers. But the trailer did frame it like Acacius is this big bad that's gonna do da 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 da, and then you watch the movie and it's
the moment I saw Pedro Pascal, I was like, oh,
I knew he was gonna be. He was gonna be a misunderstood villain or some bullshit. You don't cast Pedro for a full heel. This is not what.
I mean, he did it in The Equalizer 2.
Oh, shit,
yeah, but nobody fucking saw that, and that was before he was as big as he is now.
True. Yeah.
And Pedro is known for these like these lovable characters.
He's incredibly charismatic, so you can't help but not. Yeah.
He's hard to beat.
Do I support the military-industrial complex in any time frame? No, but I did love Acacius because I was like, this guy's kind of cool. He's doing horrendous shit. But he still kind of got
but he kind of feels bad about it.
He got that aura.
Understood.
That's what I heard about Pedro.
They're
saying he wasn't bad. They're like, the script just doesn't
poorly
do him any favors. They're like, his character sucks. Isn't it poorly written? There's not a lot of thought put into it.
He's got like 5 lines.
And Pedro can't do much with what he's got. But I did hear that he seemed like a very believable action star. Him in the action sequences was very like he was very good. So I was like, that's exciting.
Very surprising for a 60-year-old man. He killed it.
We discussed this in the text in our text chat. The first part of the movie does follow the OG to an extent, and that first battle scene went hard. Like it really did go hard. I thought Africa with Pedro's scenes, and then of course the main fight.
No, there were no fucking stakes to that fight. It was boring.
I mean, I thought he did.
Everybody knew what was gonna happen.
Good. I thought he did good. That's what I'm trying to say.
They're about to get conquered. His bitch is about to die.
That's expected.
They're gonna enter that Sauvage fucking ad Afterlife for a second. Looks like shit.
Did they go to the Sauvage Afterlife?
The Versace Arrows. Yeah. The Versace Arrows ad. Versace. Poor homie.
Howard, quick question just before we move on. How were Joseph Quinn and Fred Hershinger?
Let me tell you something.
Fred Hershinger
is
a talent.
He's better than him. He outacted Joseph.
Which isn't hard to do.
Because my left nut could outact Joseph.
Joseph was, and this is one thing that's bringing me pause right now, bro. I'm kind of scared for Fantastic Four all over again.
No, I've been
three or four great actors. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, so long as he keeps his fucking mouth shut, we'll be fine.
Because Emperor's Geta and Caracalla, I wish they dove into this more too. That goes right back to the writing aspect. How the fuck did they become emperors, bro?
Yeah.
The lineage of emperor is always one man, usually the son of the emperor, the previous emperor, blah, blah, blah.
So how'd they decide these twins are going to be?
It's two niggas. It's James.
Two fellas.
It's James. It's two James, bro.
It's James.
It's two James.
It's James twice.
His niggas be named James. Would it be one nigga? It's Emperor Scott. No, it was so crazy because it's like this is something that should have been explored. Instead of giving me a long ass intro script, just be like 16 years later and then like start explaining shit in like picture form or whatever the fuck you want to do.
Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase.
Slideshow.
Don't give me some 16 years later Rome is ruled by Emperor Caracalla and Emperor Get. I don't want that. I don't want that shit. Don't give me that National Geographic. Show me. You are Ridley Scott. Show me. I need to see it. So they should have gone into that. But what's his name? I can't believe I just forgot his name. We literally just said it.
Joseph Quinn?
No, not Joseph Quinn.
Fred Hershinger?
Fred Hershinger. Thank you. Fred Hershinger is gonna be his next movie that comes out. Fucking Craven.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I'm already on the Fred train.
I'm
on the Fred train,
Fred.
baby.
I love him.
We're already on the Fred train. I just hope Joseph. I hope whatever Joseph did in here.
Oh, and he's in a movie called Nickel Boys, which is going to be up for Oscar. It's probably going to be nickel, like a dime, a nickel. And it's going to probably be nominated for Best Picture this year. So he's working, and he's got good taste, I think.
This is not to say Joseph is a bad actor. It's just that everyone was out acting him in this film. And I'll give him, he didn't have much to go with. Gaeta's just kind of there screaming half the time and doing like heinous civil rights violations.
And he's the one who doesn't have syphilis. So why is he acting so crazy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fred
plays that deranged maniac real well. And I fucking love that. That's good.
I didn't really get deranged. In my opinion, I got like he's what's the word?
He's almost
regressed. No, he's regressed. He's like a little kid,
like stunted.
Oh yeah,
he's stunted, and that's why I like the fact that spoiler, like Denzel's character Macromus takes advantage of that and just like, this guy's trying to fuck you over. You should cut his fucking head off.
He's trying to sow the seeds of doubt.
Kill him.
Let me help.
And he's like, okay, boom. Really easily persuaded.
And then one more thing. How was Connie Nielsen? Probably underutilized. She ain't got shit else to do.
Underutilized and underdone.
Beautiful though, yeah.
She's just there. She's like the bridge connecting the first film. She's literally the bridge connecting the first film to this one. Outside of the obvious, it's Gladiator II, blah blah blah. She does well to connect Maximus to Lucius.
But
that's about it. That's literally it. That's about it.
She reads the lines that idiot wrote.
Oof.
You have your father's.
It's a lot of it's very similar to the Pedro situation. She does not have a lot to work with. Yeah. She's like, oh my god, I felt so bad. Can you forgive me? And he's like, no.
He's like, he's like, get out. That boy,
get out.
Get out.
He did this.
That boy you're talking of. I'm sure he wishes. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Show me some more. Show me some more anger,
Pedro or Paul?
And this is Paul. This is Paul in his shitty accent.
Bro,
get out.
Strength and honor.
I'm just saying, man. If it were me and I was in that jail, I know my mom
put some of that strength into the script.
Put some honor into your role, bro.
Yeah, put some honor into picking your roles, bro. Come on.
No, and
all right.
That's not to say that these are untalented performers, man.
No, of course not.
It's just the way this.
But it is to say, why were so many of the slaves they captured from Namibia, an African country, why were they white?
North Africa is North Africa. Those are Algerian. They're Algerians,
Moroccans.
Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. Fuck off.
They're whiter. They are.
He chose the one goddamn place where there might be some whites in there
because he knew.
It's really
the Romans.
Sounds Romans
went to. He said he knew if the Romans went to Kenya, we wouldn't be talking about Rome. We'd be speaking Swahili, my boy.
We are Kenyans.
He knew if the Romans went Nigerians. If they went to Nigeria, we'd be speaking Yoruba. Bro,
you're right. It'd be cooked.
It would have been over.
Paul is a Mary Sue in this movie.
That's the only reason why.
Why is he so good at being a leader?
That's the only reason why the British were so successful in colonizing.
Black people are already the leaders of culture, you know, and it's like if that would have happened and Africa would have become the center of culture back then, hell yeah, we'd be better off, I think.
Yeah,
we'd be living in Wakanda.
But you're saying Paul's character is Mary Sue?
I said he's a Mary Sue.
They gave him a Muslim name, Hano.
Oh yeah,
that's his African name. Hano.
That's his African name, Hano.
Glory to Hano.
Hano. These are the dogs that kill your father.
Hano. These are the dogs that killed your father.
That's literally what Peter Mensa's character was. Man,
who's
Peter Mensa too? So the guy from, you remember in 300, the messenger guy?
Yes.
That's him.
The black guy.
In this. And
really?
He's literally in there for like 5 minutes.
Oh, the dude who kills himself?
The chieftain. No, the dude who let himself get murdered by the
he killed himself.
Monkey dogs.
He let a monkey kill himself.
A monkey dog. Crazy. And like he's literally
really
in there,
hates black people.
I know. These are the dogs that killed your father. That's all his role is.
Ridley had one very dark-skinned person in this movie, and he let a monkey kill him.
What does that tell you?
What does that tell you about Ridley?
He also made Alien, which had a black actor as a primary cast member.
You're right. He did die pretty soon into the movie. You're right. Thanks, Luis, for that point. Ridley hates black people.
Yaphet Kotto made it all the way to the end. What are you talking about?
I will give him
Yaphet Kotto, the guy who plays the black guy in Alien. He doesn't die before the white people. Yeah, but not before the white people.
He still died.
He still fucking dies.
Yeah, but it wasn't the first one.
The only movie where the black character doesn't die is Gladiator, because Jamon Hunt lives all the way to the outside.
Isn't he in the second one?
Nah.
Oh, he's not?
No. I wish he was.
Not at all.
Oh, that's what Google said.
Google lied. The same Google using AI now to do bullshit. Yeah,
he got that out that AI fucking
AI shit. Gork, using Gork.
Gronk or from
Grok or whatever
Grok from Twitter.
Dog shit called.
Anyways, give me your ratings.
I also give this one an 8 out of 10.
7.5
to an 8. 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. That's a max I'll give it. Only because poor writing and then underutilization of amazing talented actors. That's where and then you know the score, now that I think about it, the score could have been a lot better too. One thing about movies like this, historical fiction, you gotta have a banger soundtrack, bro.
You have to. The
first movie had Hans Zimmer, one of the greatest composer of all time. This nigga, Hans put his whole balls in the soundtrack for Man of Steel and made that shit so much better because that movie was ass and it's Zack Snyder. But Hans Zimmer said, watch this. I'm about to create the most epic. It's a nigga who can fly. He's like, doom, doom. I was like, see? He put his whole Hans into that fucking synthesizer. No, he
saw that HDMI port and left the nuts hanging out.
Hans has done the Dark Knight trilogy. He's done Interstellar. He's done so much.
Dune.
What the worm Dune? Dune, what that worm Dune? And instead of them tapping him for this to make another follow-up banger soundtrack, I don't know who they got. I haven't even researched that, but I was like, it's not bad. It's just not hitting the way it should, So I wish they had done more with that. So I'm gonna keep this at 7.5 to an 8. There's lots of room for improvement. Whenever we get Gladiator 3 with the 3 being on
we're gonna get another 2 more. We're gonna get 2 more. Really said.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that fucking ending and how dog shit it was?
Oh, say what was it?
Okay, so
I don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'll spoil it. I don't give a fuck. We already spoiled a lot of stuff.
I don't give a shit.
Go. There's 2 fucking armies. There's like the cops in the city, and then there's a Casey's
soldiers,
a Casey's army, and they're about
dogs
to
of Casey's.
And then Macromus is the leader of the dogs of the cop army, and then there's the other army. Paul kills Macromus, does a dog shit speech, and the other guys are like,
they're like, Yeah,
dude. We don't have to fight. Dude, we don't have to fight each other. We can like choose peace. We're all brothers here, man.
That's how it ends?
That's how it ends. No, you think that's how it ends, and then it cuts like for another fucking 5 minutes, and he's walking to the arena, and then he picks up the sand, and there's purple shit in the sky, and then it ends.
No, he says no, he says, speak to me, Father. And then it ends right after.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't say that.
He said that.
I don't remember that.
Either he said it or I imagined that shit.
He said, "Speak to me, ancestors," and then it's
something like that.
Wakanda forever.
Then you hear the drums from Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah. No, this ending was dog shit, dude. This movie is a 5.5 to a 6 at best.
Whoa, God damn, that's a low rating,
dude. It's middling. It's not good. It's fun.
Not even a 6.
I said 5.5 to a 6.
Make him pick.
Are you gonna make me pick?
Yeah, you're gonna pick 5.5.
5.5. No, this movie has too many flaws for me to truly say that I enjoyed it because I got bored a lot.
Oof, that's not good.
I think I would have enjoyed it more.
I had time to get on my phone and write notes for this movie. That's not a good sign.
That's tough. That's how he missed the line at the end about him saying, "Father God."
I guess I did.
Father, reveal yourself.
What was my last 3 notes? This movie better not be edited with a fucking speech. Ridley washed. This movie doesn't know how to end. Those are my last 3.
Is that a conversation you want to bring up right now, Matt? Since Gerardo mentioned it, is Ridley Scott washed?
No, we kind of talked about it earlier for a little bit. So.
Yeah, we disagreed. He's not. Y'all say no.
He's not.
Yes, he is. He is. It's okay.
Respect him.
Ridley Scott is going to be dead in a couple of weeks. I don't care.
Jesus Christ, dude.
He's 98.
He's 80, 89.
Is he really?
Some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know. Young. He's in his 80s. I know that much.
Jesus Christ.
He's past the peak.
My goat, man.
All I know is I think it was good, but there are some folks in my theater who were too tuned into their phones to care. Same thing with Wicked. But I mean, you guys know big films that we talk about on here. I try and go watch like the earliest time possible when no one goes, and I sit in the back row and I do my little reviews, so I'm not disturbing anybody. The motherfuckers are in this theater, bright phone screen, straight text typing away, and I was like, bro, I'm about to throw some popcorn. I'm about to show you a real Gladiator in this. I'm gonna show you a real Coliseum right now.
We've lost the plot. Motherfuckers do not know how to act in a public.
And I'm telling you right now,
theater anymore.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not a confrontational guy. I'm not. I don't like to fight. But you know one thing, if I'm in the theater and somebody put their big ass screen, I don't want peace. I want problems always. I will yeet your phone into that TV screen. That movie. My biggest. You're gonna have a bad time.
My biggest pet peeve, or something that pisses me off, is when people will not shut the fuck up when watching a goddamn movie. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I don't want to care. I don't care.
My bad.
I don't care what you've got to say. Don't talk during the fucking movie. I don't give a fuck if you're on a date, bitch. Go suck his dick in the car. I don't care. Don't talk during the fucking movie. That's not what we're there for. Why would you take your bitch to a date at a movie if you want to talk to her? Don't fucking do that. I paid my money, and I will get your ass kicked out of the movie theater if you do that shit, bro. Don't fucking annoy me. It's so goddamn annoying.
All cinemas should take the route of Alamo Drafthouse, where if you fuck up, you get they eject you into space. They don't kick you out. They push a button and they shoot your ass to the moon.
They eject those seats.
Tyrese comes in and looks at you and says, "Ejectocito, cuz," and pushes the button.
Having to breathe the same.
No, please, no.
Yeah, when you're talking, no, please. No.
Yeah, dude. No, dude. People
criminal for releasing those.
Frustrating, man.
It's really frustrating. I don't understand why people don't.
In Deadpool, when we saw Deadpool a couple weeks ago, same shit, or a couple months ago, same shit. Y'all are talking about y'all are excited for this Marvel movie, blah blah blah. You've been waiting for Deadpool 3. Great to see Wolverine and the X-Men, and you're on your phone. What happens when I turn into Robin from Teen Titans and I knee drop kick you from 3 rows up?
I had to live tweet the movie, bro. I don't see why you're getting so mad about it. The fans needed to know.
The worst part is that like people are trying to normalize it so bad on Twitter. This girl posted the entire ending of fucking Wicked on her Twitter page, and I was like, bro, I was like, bro, you just spoiled the whole movie for a lot of people. Like, there's some folks who haven't seen this yet, and even if you have seen it, I don't want to see you posting fucking clips just casual. And she's acting like that shit's normal. I wish I had her at right now. She's lucky I don't get to dox people on this channel yet. When I figure out how, I'm gonna get your ass.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's going on with you, but please try to be a fucking adult and behave yourself at the movie theater. Just try to be like a little less selfish. Like you're not there by yourself. Other people paid to see the same thing you're watching. You paid to see. Like, don't be disrespectful and fucking talk or be on your phone or be loud as shit. Or if you don't want to watch, why go?
Why disagree? If the movie's boring, start watching Family Guy clips.
No, go home.
You paid your ticket.
Just leave.
If you
paid your ticket, you stay there. You watch your Family Guy clips out loud, full volume.
No, I will kill you.
My whole thing is,
I will fucking kill you.
If you can't respect others in the theater, at least respect yourself, man. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that shit. Like, this couple was behind us during.
Respect me, during.
No, I'm saying like this couple was behind us during Gladiator, and he's telling her the whole plot of the first movie. My nigga, if you did not watch that prior to today, you had all this time. That movie's been out since 2000. She couldn't watch
a fucking YouTube a review.
Bro,
come on.
She could have watched our last episode. We would have broken that shit down for her real easy.
For real.
I would have broke her down.
No, you got to talk the whole 2 hours and 48 minutes of film. God will punish you. God punish you. Or what do they believe in Roman time? Zeus will punish you.
That's great.
Zeus will punish you.
Or Jupiter will punish you. Anyway,
but yeah, no, dude, please. I think is it disrespectful to sing at the movies? Like if you're watching a musical.
Here's the thing on that. If it's a sing-along version,
no, suck my dick. It's a musical. I'm singing. Sorry.
If it's the first open,
if I'm watching Mario, the Super Mario Bros. Movie on a date, I'm singing the Peaches song, and I don't give a fuck what anybody has to think about it.
And I'm singing the Beastie Boys song at the end as well.
Facts.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
And I'm screaming like I'm in a fucking Midwest emo band. Dude.
I don't know. I think it's kind of different. I think you can, like, obviously people.
I think you can whisper it to yourself.
That's what I'm saying. You can sing it quietly to yourself. I think because the musical, part of what makes a musical so enduring and so lasting is their music, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's what a lot of people. And it's so expensive to go see a play. A lot of these shows don't, like in New York, a lot of these Broadway shows are really expensive to see. A lot of these shows don't tour nationally. So all people have a relationship with is the music, is the soundtrack. So of course, when you're finally able to see it on screen, it's like exciting and you know this and you want to sing along. You obviously don't want to take away from the experience and be so loud that people don't know what's going on or lose track of the conversation.
That you're distracting from.
Or that you're distracting, exactly. But I do think, like you said, as long as you keep it quiet and to yourself,
whisper to yourself. Force your girl next to you and whisper it into her ear, and make her listen to it.
Peaches.
Oh my god, that was early, and I was singing that bitch. I don't care.
Incredible. Yeah, I do think I'm honest. Yes. I do think you can sing to yourself quietly as long as it's not disrespectful.
Unless you're renting out the theater, don't fucking like belt out a tune.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not that, what's his name? Jordan Fisher. You're not Jordan Fisher. Relax.
Yeah, you're not Cynthia Erivo. You're not gonna hit that same fucking note she's hitting.
I want to hear Matt say her whole name.
Does she have a long name?
Very long.
Is she
I respect
African?
the fuck out of it. Yeah, I think so.
Is she Kenyan?
I don't know.
So why would you think you would know?
Because Matthew is African and I am not.
Fair point.
Is
he's probably from a different country than her.
Let me look up Cynthia.
They speak different languages and they have different accents and cultures.
Well, let's see where she's from. It says she has a Tony, a Grammy, and an Emmy.
What's her ancestry? Matthew, do you know Cynthia Erivo's full name and can you pronounce it?
Cynthia Onye Dimanasu.
Hold on, bro.
Chinasawoku. That's a cool ass name.
And can you tell where she's from based on her name?
And then I'll tell you where she's from.
Oh yeah. A little pop quiz from Matthew. Riveting podcast. I'm just sitting there in silence.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Bro,
I know where she's from.
This one might be a challenge. The first Nigerian name I can't pronounce. Cynthia.
But he got it.
She's Nigerian?
She's Nigerian.
Absolutely, bro.
Nigerian.
How do you know she's Nigerian?
Chinasaoku.
It just sounds Nigerian or what?
Onyedin. Oh, hold on. Onyedin Manasu. I'm gonna ask her to say her name whenever I meet her one day, bro. I'll be like, bro, please.
Whenever we interview
her for Wicked Part 2. Cynthia, if you see this episode, we would love to have you.
Whenever we ask her,
we would love to learn about you and your culture, because
whenever we ask her,
Amara Chukwu. Oh yeah, bro, this is a Nigerian name.
Whenever we ask her if what drew her to the role was the fact that her and Ariana Grande can both relate on home wrecking, if that was what really drew her to the role, then we can ask her to pronounce her fucking last name.
Ensured that we'll never meet Cynthia.
I ain't co-signed that.
I'm co-signing. Oh, I'm co-signing this shit.
You can't co-sign your own fucking statement, motherfucker.
That boy signed it.
Yeah, I signed it. All right,
no co.
I'll co-sign it.
That's a wrap on another episode of the Cinestro Corpse.
Let me drop the logos. You know what I'm saying? The little.
Wait, you gotta tell us. There you go. You
gotta put it in the ticker.
All right, man.
But that is another episode of Cinestro Corpse. A huge episode. Huge thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Go ahead and keep that excitement going by following us on all platforms at Cinestro Corpse. No S. We got so much more coming up for the rest of the year, and we're gearing up for 2025. Big year. First year of the Trump administration Part 2. So we're gonna be scared and lock the fuck in. And balls to the wall, insane.
Hope the Wi-Fi is good in the concentration.
Yeah. Everyone follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky. I'm be sending out some fire ass tweets from the concentration camps.
Not me. I'm gonna be in Spain, where they also hate black people.
We're going to Ireland.
Living life. International challenge mode. Oh yeah, shout out all my Irish people real quick. Shout out Ireland real quick, bro. Shout out all the homies in Dublin listening to this episode.
Shout out Paul Mescal's home.
Shout out Killian Murphy, my goat. Shout out all y'all folks, bro. Shout out Guinness. Love that. Anyways, we got an epic lineup this year that y'all want to miss.
I love their book of world records.
Oh my god. Anyways, remember to smash that like and subscribe button so y'all never miss a beat. Show us some love by leaving a stellar 5-star review wherever you catch this podcast. Spread the word about our podcast and our YouTube channel far and wide. Share it with your friends, your family, and your entire network. Y'all support means the absolute world to us. Go ahead and tap in with our homies Backstage OL. I haven't done this one in a little while. Tap in with the homies at Backstage OL for all things TV, cinema, video games. David needs to come back and explain that. It's been like a year and he hasn't given us the
he acting brand new.
Nah, he's out there doing the big things. He's been at like all the freaking D23 and all that, so it's cool.
He's a D23.
He's living life, bro. He's living life.
He's a journalist or whatever.
AZ and Graham couldn't make it today, but follow AZ at twitch.tv Tari Singo and on the Twitter and YouTube and all his other platforms at Tari Singo. Y'all support for all of us means the world. And until next time, stay awesome, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Cinestro Core. Strength and honor.
We're the kings of the screen, yeah. Cinestro Core, we're the dream, yeah. New episode Saturday afternoon. We in your ear, that comic book crew. More good it takes what we do. Cinestro Core, we're the crew.